The tale opens in a gloomy cavern packed with countless dead bodies, where our protagonist Seo confronts a massive snake monster, gripping his bloody blade to strike. The beast dashes forward with insane speed, but he barely manages to parry the strike with his weapon, remaining completely untouched. He gets a quick idea and leaps off the cave wall to hit the viper with an enhanced slash, yet the creature easily predicts the movement and slams him hard against the bricks with a brutal blow. Sensing how deadly this clash has become, he knows he must finish this immediately. Thus, he rushes straight at the serpent, his sword now crackling with pure electric lightning. Unfortunately, his blade shatters right in the middle of the clash, and the monster seizes the moment to regain total control. As the viper sinks its fangs deep into his flesh, he desperately stabs it repeatedly with a small dagger. However, none of his desperate strikes seem to cause any actual damage to the beast. The serpent then crashes him violently into the dirt and starts to slowly consume his body while he screams in pure agony. With half of his body already swallowed, the snake just glares down at Seo for a second and getting ready to take its final gulp. Seo suddenly feels a wave of intense fury burn inside him, and he's swearing that there is no way he will perish like a total coward. He accepts that his demise is right here, but just before the viper can swallow him whole, time suddenly freezes around the area. He begins to hear a bizarre, unfamiliar voice calling out, mocking him and labeling him a miserable loser. Seo catches the words perfectly and wonders where on earth this sound is coming from, while the entity behind the voice is shocked that Seo can even hear her voice at all. Seo clarifies that he has always possessed the ability to hear the words of ancient relics, claiming she must be some sort of divine artifact. So he begs her to slaughter the snake beast and rescue him from this nightmare. The voice merely chuckles at his request, reminding him that half of his flesh is already gone. So even if she wiped out the viper for him, there is absolutely no chance he would survive the wounds anyway. She points out that he is truly a tragic case. Despite being born with unparalleled potential, he was born in the completely wrong era and suffered miserably for it. And now he will perish without ever getting the opportunity to unleash his brilliant strategic mind. Hearing these words only drives Seo into an even deeper rage. He is not quite sure how he will pull it off, but he vows with his entire soul that he will execute a man named Kwon Tae-jun, no matter the cost or how many years it takes him. Witnessing the scale of his dark resolve and sensing his hidden power, the voice suddenly materializes into the shape of a black crow right before Seo, announcing she has chosen to grant him a second shot at life. She admits she is thrilled to see if he can actually claim the crown of the ultimate king this time around. The crow then unleashes a massive wave of mystical energy right into Seo, and after it surges through his veins for a moment, he suddenly opens his eyes sitting inside a public facility. He is left in absolute disbelief as he slowly perceives that his missing legs are fully intact and healthy. What blows his mind even further is discovering that he is currently resting inside a local police station, with zero recollection of how he actually arrived there. An officer nearby barks that they are in the middle of an active investigation and demands to know his name. Seo remains dead silent, completely trapped in his thoughts, wondering if being resurrected was indeed the work of that bizarre divine crow. Then he accidentally overhears another cop mentioning that they have just entered the very beginning of the year 2025. That massive shockwaves leaves him totally stunned, because that specific date was exactly 15 years before his death, leading him to realize he was somehow sent 15 years back into the past. A lady then approaches to scold him for ignoring her questions, but he cannot shake the feeling that he recognizes her face. He remembers she is the mother of the brown-haired kid sitting nearby named Yu, and they are stuck at the precinct because of a brawl that Yu had clearly provoked. Seo reflects on how he handled this exact crisis 15 years ago, remembering he was forced to pay a massive sum in compensation, and since he was completely broke back then, he just dropped to his knees and begged for mercy. Yu's mother notices that Seo is completely ignoring her words, so she attempts to slap him. However, Seo swiftly grabs her wrist and snaps back, stating it was her own son who initiated the fight, while pointing out that their financial demands are ridiculously high. Yu hates the way Seo speaks to his mother, so he immediately swings a punch, but Seo easily dodges the strike and slams him onto the tiles. This leaves Seo shocked for a second, realizing his physical form feels way lighter than usual. He begins to wonder if all the battle experiences he gathered over those 15 years survived inside this younger frame. If that is the case, he realizes he has struck absolute gold. Seo eventually gets locked in a holding cell for causing trouble, and the sound of Yu's mother screaming nearby is driving him crazy. Still, he knows none of this will matter very soon once the relics arrive. Back in 2025, massive earthquakes ruptured different parts of the globe, and several mythical tombs suddenly emerged. Sacred artifacts from ancient legends, myths, and folklore were discovered inside them. Tales passed down for centuries turned out to possess real magic, and anyone who claimed these relics gained incredible supernatural gifts. Due to this, the entire world went hunting for artifacts. Seo joined the gold rush back then too, and he eventually stumbled upon the legendary archaeologist's relic. At that time, Seo believed that mastering the secrets of the ruins would fix his miserable life and grant him a fresh start, but that was precisely when the true madness took over. Beginning with Mr. Kwon, the most powerful tycoon in the city, Many individuals who grabbed relics took extreme measures to ensure nobody else could ever raid these ruins. Luckily, Seo's natural genius for locating artifacts caught their attention, and he was recruited by Mr. Kwan himself. From that moment on, he executed every single dirty task Mr. Kwan ordered, accepting his role as the chairman's loyal dog and swallowing every humiliation that came with it. Resting inside the cell, Seo understands it is only a matter of time before the artifacts appear once more, turning the world into absolute lawlessness. He views it as a massive win that he is currently way stronger than before, but he also knows raw power won't cut it this time. He must gather massive wealth for excavations immediately, though he isn't quite sure how to get it. Suddenly, a glowing bar of text pops up right before his eyes, making him think he is going crazy, but he quickly realizes this must be the power of a relic. He stands up and attempts to summon the crow that revived him, but a system status window appears instead, stating his main mission is to unlock the 4 abilities of a Tomb Raider, which catches him completely off guard. A nearby guard walks right past him without noticing the screen, proving to Seo that he is the only person who can see it. Furthermore, he notices he can currently scan items within a 1-meter zone around him, an attribute originally belonging to the archaeologist's relic. Since he doesn't own that artifact yet, he wonders why the power remains active. Examining the status window closely, Seo sees he has already unlocked one of the 4 traits, leaving 3 more to go. This brings him some comfort, knowing he has a slight head start, but he still questions why the crow relic is assisting him like this. Detective Kim arrives to post Seo's bail, and once they walk outside, Kim mentions that Seo has terrible luck since Yu is a known troublemaker who constantly baits people into fights. As Kim laughs it off, Seo reflects silently, remembering that Detective Kim was the sole person who stood by his side when he had absolutely nothing. They start walking down the street together, and on the way, Seo asks Kim if he has spotted any bizarre events recently. Seeing how clueless Kim looks, Seo confirms that relics do not exist yet in this current timeline. After parting ways, Seo walks off by himself, realizing this is the exact moment before the ruins appear, meaning there are no relic users anywhere yet, giving him the ultimate chance to get ahead. He notes that most early artifacts emerged in Europe and America, yet he keeps plotting ways to secure quick cash since he needs plane tickets. Turning into an alleyway, he walks straight into the street gang he used to serve in his previous life. He smirks to himself, whispering that he just uncovered his personal ATM. In his past life, he was so desperate for cash that he ended up slaving for this exact crew, where he was treated worse than an animal. One gangster tries to slap Seo across the jaw, but Seo effortlessly drops him with a single swift counter. Seo turns to face the remaining thugs, declaring that he is officially quitting, and all they have to do is hand over his unpaid wages and exit money. The syndicate refuses to back down and charges directly at Seo, though he smoothly utilizes his martial arts expertise to dismantle them one after another. The gang members are completely terrified by Seo's power, since he was always viewed as a total joke when it came to brawling. After a brief moment, Seo notices his hands are beginning to tremble, so he decides to end this quickly. Soon, the only man left standing is the gang leader. Desperate to take Seo down, he pulls out a unique dagger and prepares to rush him. Seo spots the weapon instantly and recognizes right away that it is an actual relic. He isn't sure why an artifact is active this early before the chaos, but he knows one thing for certain. That blade belongs to him now. That wraps up episode 1. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter and click on the next video.